this video, I want to talk about Tesla's full self-driving and why I think more people should be using it. If you're over 60 to 65 years old, I honestly think that FSD drives better than 95% of the people on the road. So a lot of people, especially older people, are kind of reluctant to even use FSD. And I get it, fear because they don't understand it. So I'm going to go through some of the settings, talk about some of the features, and then hopefully more people will give it a shot. So we're going to go into the settings tab here. We're going to go to autopilot. Now here's the autopilot features. Obviously you need a full self-driving subscription, or you have purchased the service outright. You need to have this checked, and you can only enable this when the vehicle is in park. So the next thing is start FSD supervised from park. So this allows you to put in the destination while you're in your car parked, hit the start button, and it will take you from where you started from park to your final destination. So might as well have this checked. There are 3 different profiles for FSD: chill, standard, and hurry, and there's a little description on each one. Standard is the one you should probably just leave it at, drive at normal speed and adjust with traffic. So with this one, whatever speed you set it at, the car will go at that speed. If the car in front of you is going a little bit slow, it will go ahead and do a lane change either to the left or to the right to pass the slower traffic. Now if you want to just relax, have minimal lane changes, you can change it to chill. Drives in the slower lanes with minimal lane changes. So this usually will put you in the rightmost lane, so the lane all the way to the right with all the other senior citizens, or at least where they should be anyway. There should be no one over the age of 70 driving in the left-hand side. They should all be on the right-hand side, the right lane. So this will put you in the right lane, very minimal lane changes, so it'll just pretty much just go straight. You don't have to get stressed about the blinker turning on and off. And then hurry, which is, it's self-explanatory, it's hurry. People driving like maniacs, trying to bob and weave through traffic for no goddamn reason. So if you want to put that in there, you can put that in, but standard is usually the one I choose. Then you also have this expanded self-driving visualization. If you want to turn this on, you can. It just makes the screen look a little bit different. You get more information on the screen itself when the vehicle is in FSD. With that done, another thing, with the new Model Y, Model 3, you have to swipe on the screen to go in park and reverse. You don't have to do that if you turn on Auto Shift Beta. So Auto Shift Beta, once you get used to this feature, it's actually really, really nice. So for parking and multi-point turns, based on the surroundings, your vehicle will assist you shifting between drive or reverse. So what does this mean? So let's say I'm in my garage right now, right? Let me go ahead and do this and show you how easy it is. So right now I'm in my garage and I have to go in reverse. With auto steer, once the car comes to a stop at the end of the driveway, I just hit the brake and then it would automatically put the car in drive. I'll show it to you. Let me go ahead and try to do this. So I'm gonna tap to reverse because, also let's see here, this auto shift, it will automatically put you in the position you should be going, right? So it's saying tap to reverse because it's not tap to drive, because if I go forward, I'm gonna hit the goddamn refrigerator. So it's tap to reverse, so the brake will automatically put you in reverse. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the brake here. Can you see it? Probably not. Okay. I'm gonna hit the brake, automatically in reverse. You see that? It's automatically in reverse. And I'm just gonna reverse back using how I normally would drive. Make sure, because I'm holding the camera and also trying to drive this thing. Actually, let me go switch hands. Definitely not even. Let me close the garage. All right, so now you see here, this is the end of the driveway, right? So once I get to the middle of the street and I have to go turn right this way, all I have to do, watch this area right here. I don't have to shift it back into park or forward. So I'm gonna go here, make sure there's no one behind me so I can take my time. All right. Now I'm turning the wheel because I'm about to go forward. Now you see here, you press the brake and then you turn the wheel and then you're automatically in drive. So I don't have to swipe to go to drive or anything like that. It automatically puts you in drive because you're not going in reverse anymore. All right, so let me park here under the shade. Yeah. All right. Now back to the full self-driving stuff. So let's say we're parked on the street by our house. You want to navigate to a position where you want to go. You want to put an address of where you want to go, right? So let's go ahead and put this right here. You can put it on a map and just take navigate. Okay. So you put an address in, and then you're in park. Remember, we turned on that setting from start from park, and now we'll do start FSD supervised, which means you press and hold. So you're going to press and hold this button from park. Now the tap to confirm brake thing, when you focus it, tap brake to confirm. So we're going to tap the brake down here. Bloop. Now if you're already driving on the highway, what you can do is you press the button on the right hand side to activate full self-driving, and you can also press the button or tap the brake to turn off full self-driving. So if I wanted to cancel full self-driving, I can either tap the brake down there or I can press this button. This button activates and stops the FSD. You can also adjust your speed. These speed bumps are terrible. Holy shit. You can also adjust the speed by scrolling the wheel. And then those profiles that we were talking about, the chill, standard, and hurry, you can adjust those by pressing this button to the left or to the right. So you can either press this to the right to go from standard to hurry, or press it to the left to go from standard to chill. All right, so now we're here. I know it wasn't that far, but the good thing about FSD is for you people that can't park, you can just press the button and it'll park it for you. I don't even know if I can park here, but let's go ahead and do this. You press the button, the car needs to be to a complete stop, and then you can just hit the parking spot. The parking spot will light up on the visualization, so you can choose whichever one you want. So you can choose this one or this one. We're gonna choose this one, and then hit the start button. Now, I think for people that are new to full self-driving, what you should do, again, I think the hesitation is because it's so new and people are uncomfortable seeing this wheel turn by itself and the car moving in ways without you turning the wheel. Look at that, right in the middle of the lines. Okay. Yeah, so I think people are just unfamiliar with the software. So what we should do is go in an area of a neighborhood where there's not a lot of traffic and just have it drive you around the block and just be comfortable with it. And then once you are comfortable behind the wheel, it takes like 5 minutes. You'll see that it doesn't make herky-jerky movements. It's very smooth. It's very safe. And then once you get familiarized with yourself with it for a little bit, then I think it will become your preferred way of driving for most people, in my opinion. There's a couple of things that I don't like about it, which I can talk about right now. The only thing I don't like about it is, at the moment, if you're on a back road or on a road with a bunch of potholes, sometimes like where a giant pothole is, and you'll go ahead and either just avoid it or go position yourself so the wheels don't hit the pothole. With full self-driving, if you're going like 50 miles an hour and there's a pothole, like a very obvious pothole, it doesn't see the pothole. So you're just going to go over the pothole at whatever speed you're currently going at, which is kind of annoying. Also, if you're going to use full self-driving while you're already on the highway, like let's say I'm driving and now I'm on the highway, right? And I'm like, okay, I have another 50 miles to go before the next exit. I'm going to turn on full self-driving. What you want to do is you want to position yourself in the middle of whatever lane you're in, and then press the button, this button, to activate full self-driving. Because what the car will do is, once you activate full self-driving, it will automatically try to get you into the middle of the lane. So if you're on the left-hand side of the lane, you're still in your lane, but you're on the left-hand side of the lane, and you activate full self-driving, you're going to have a sudden jerk to the right to get you back to the middle. I'm curious to see if this will get me out of this complex correctly. They put random signs in the middle of the street, as you can see there, so it's got to stay on the right hand side, otherwise it's going to hit this thing. Very good. Garbage trucks, garbage cans. Let me put on my tripod, actually. One thing that I do not like about the full self-driving, even though it has gotten a lot better, it's gotten a lot better since the beginning, is things like this. When there's a goddamn speed bump. Oh, it actually slows down for the speed bumps. Okay, never mind.
In 500 feet, turn right onto River Road.
Never mind then. But aside from the speed bumps, what I don't like about the full self-driving is when you go into places where the...
Right onto River Road.
You gotta stop in front of this gate, otherwise you gotta pull up to this gate for it to open. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh. A little hesitation there. Or what I was saying is, like, certain roads, like if you're driving in Chicago or certain back roads, the roads in the US are pretty garbage for the most part. Unless you're in like some whitewashed suburban town, and then you have decent roads. But everywhere else, the roads in the US kind of suck. So when you see a pothole and you're manually driving, you probably will do your best to avoid it. You go a little bit to the left, go a little bit to the right, go a little bit off center. The problem with the full self-driving that I still see, although I haven't really tested it that much, but from my past experience, is like if there's a pothole right in the middle of the road, it doesn't do anything to avoid it. It just goes right over it. And now if you're going like 31, 32 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour, kind of sucks. So it was nice to see that the FSD handled the speed bump in the the condo complex back there, because those speed bumps are very hard and very harsh. So you really have to slow down for those. But as far as like the potholes go, I don't think that it's figured out the pothole situation yet. This is a tricky little intersection here. We've got two lanes, one to the left and one to the right. The right lane goes straight. Very good. Here's a pothole. God damn it. So annoying. All right, so we're going to spend July 4th weekend down the Jersey Shore. I haven't been down to the Jersey Shore in Lord knows how long. I mean, used to take family trips down to like Wildwood Crest, Cape May, which is like a boring old town. Wildwood was okay, and then obviously the Jersey Shore with all the teeny bitty boppers.
In 500 feet, turn left to take the New Jersey 21 South Ramp. Now turn left to take the New Jersey 21 South Ramp.
Yeesh. This FSD is sick. I'm not gonna lie. Was it $99 a month now? I told my mom, because she drove my previous Model Y and got into an accident. She got rear-ended, so I don't think FSD would have helped in that scenario. But I was like, you should just get FSD. Like, I know you think your cognitive abilities are still there at the age of whatever it is, 65, 66. They're really not. Like, when you drive, you're never in the middle of the lane. You're always crossing over the lines. For some reason, whenever you come to an intersection, especially a four-way, you decide to stop in the middle of the intersection. It is very, I don't know, it's not safe for you to drive or for other people to be on the road because you're driving. So I just think it's easier and it's better for everyone if you just got full self-driving and go navigate, and it would have taken you there, and it probably would have done a better job. But they're stubborn. Old people are stubborn. You say this to them and they say, this is exactly what they said: I was driving great. It wasn't my fault. It's never a woman's fault. Whenever women get into an accident, the tree comes out of nowhere, the pole comes out of nowhere, the massive 18-wheeler truck just appeared out of thin air. I'm so cool. I'm smoking my vapes. Breathe air. Anyone know where that reference is from? When I signed up, and this, oh, here's a pothole. Oh my, come on. But there's a Lyft incentive program. So if you were to buy a car, you can register for like a Lyft driver account. Yellow, are you going? Ooh, good. So it's $1,000 in Tesla credits, which you can use to buy merchandise, apparel from the Tesla shop, or you could even use the Tesla credits to towards your next vehicle purchase. But it expires in like March 2026, so not even a year. And then they also give you a $1,000 bonus if you complete like 100 rides by a certain date. Now, I thought that in order to get, so it's $1,000 in Tesla credits, and then $1,000 in like money back after you do a certain number of rides. You don't have to do any of the rides. You don't have to do any rides to qualify for the first $1,000, the Tesla credits. So you just need a Lyft account that you just link to your Tesla account, and you will automatically, once you take delivery of the car, you will get $1,000 in Tesla credits. So I have in my wallet, on my phone, in my account, I have $1,000. Now, if you want to do 100 Lyft rides, you'll get another $1,000 that Lyft pays you on top of the rides that you do. So let's say you make like, whatever, $500 doing 100 rides. They'll give you another $1,000 after you've completed 100 rides. I'm not doing that because I'm not freaking driving around for Lyft. We are past that phase of our lives where we never have to do rideshare again. When I used to do rideshare way back when, this was when the Model 3 just came out. I was doing Lyft and Uber rides in Chicago in my Model 3, and that was, no one really drove Teslas that much. It's not as popular, it's not so prevalent as it is now. And back then, driving for Uber and Lyft, you can make $100,000 a year easily, working like 5 days a week, 4 days a week, probably 2 days during the week, and like the weekends you can make 100 grand easily. I was doing on the weekends about $100 to $120 an hour, because the Model 3 qualified for things like Lyft Lux, Lyft Black. It qualified for Uber Black and all the other premium stuff. Now the Teslas, the Model 3 and the Model Y, they're the lowest of the low, basic, terrible. But back then the pay was a lot better too. Now it seems like, I logged in like 2 years ago, it seems like they have like an algorithm which caps it. Pretty much, it doesn't matter how, like if you stack all the rewards, you can kind of get it above towards $40 an hour. But other than that, like the rides that you get, you cannot break $25 to $30 an hour anymore. Before, when I was doing it, you could do easily $100 an hour by picking and choosing your rides and getting quality rides like the airport. For example, like going from downtown Chicago to the airport, I was getting like $90 to $95 Lyft Black rides, or Lyft Lux, whatever it's called. Now you're lucky if you get like 35. So that was like 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure it's even worse now. The thing is, when I was doing Uber and Lyft, and no one knew how to open the goddamn doors, so I just ended up always like reaching to the back and opening the doors for them. And then I think also the reason why my earnings were so high when I used to do it for like a year was because everyone who got into the car, let me see here, I gotta kind of pay attention. Everyone who got into the car was like, oh my God, is this a Tesla? Is it electric? How do you charge? How many miles do you get? And so you kind of get that conversation going, and I think that helps with tips. So I got a lot of, in addition to like the base pay from Uber and Lyft, which is a lot higher back then, I also got a lot in tips, even on like the 2, 3, 5 minute rides. People would always tip. I think my tip rate was close to like 80%. I would get a tip like pretty much every ride because I would open the door for them. They would ask you how to open the door. They would ask you about the car. How do you like electric? Oh, there's no engine. What's in the front? Oh, it's just empty space, so more storage. How do you charge? Where do you charge? Is it expensive? How much do you save on gas? And then when it's time to leave, I don't know what this is. There's like this red dot that keeps blinking. Don't know what that is. Anyway, squirrel moment. And then when they were getting out of the car, oh, how do I get out? I'm like, hold the button and push the door out. And as soon as they press the button, the window comes down a little bit, and then they'll stop. They're like, oh, sorry. I'm like, no, that's what it's supposed to do. Just hold the button and push the door out. So yeah, those were the good old days of Uber and Lyft. Now I feel bad for people that, I don't feel bad because I guess if that's their only way to make money, it's good for them. At least it gives them an option. But I feel bad because they are not making, how many hours are you spending a day in your car to make $25 an hour, $30 an hour? Like, oh, also before you were able to spoof your location, like I don't know if anyone's played like Pokemon Go before on their phone, where you could change the location, change the GPS location on your phone to a different spot in order to, geolocate, whatever it's called. It makes it look like you're in a different spot. So what you could do is, I don't know if you can still do it, but I was able to spoof my location into whatever areas had the surge pricing. So let's say I was like 10 miles away from surge. I would spoof my location to be in the middle of the surge location, and then I would collect the surge bonus, and then I'll get the ride. Well, I'm going to end the video. Enough of me rambling on about nothing. But yeah, FSD. Good.